Hey everyone, welcome back to some more esports talk. My name is Hunter and thank you so much for tuning in. We all know that Reddit can be either a great place or a terrible place, right? They can provide a lot of information, the threads, the forums, a lot of people can chime in and give their opinion. However, it can also lead to forums and threads being a bit of a hateful place, especially in professional gaming, where you see people trying to hold players to some weird standard of accountability. And today we have exactly that with C9 Perkz. We see Amazing saying one of the most insane Reddit threads I've ever encountered. Hold players accountable for their sportsmanship, but you do not want to go down a road where we have accountability threads about short-term slumps in regards to the investment the org has committed to. It's insane. Then for context, let's look at the actual thread where it says C9 Perkz accountability. When do we start actually asking the hard questions about Perkz in his performances? He didn't make top 3 All-Pro LCS after claiming he was going to come here to change the league and dominate. He hasn't built an in-lane lead against any mid laners and is constantly down on CS, summoners, tempo, experience, and KDA with constant roams and ganks. Was he worth the money so far? Will he be worth the money in 2 years? 3. When is it that we say this was a good investment? This post has now been deleted, but not before some people could share their thoughts on why this form of thinking is very dangerous to the league. You can't have top-down structures with full market control and demand accountability from the individual at the supposed bottom of the hierarchy. You really do not know the depth of what you're implying here. Someone responded saying, but why do we care about a random post, mostly upvoted for fun? Come to terms with the fact that fans only want entertainment and their favorite team to win. Stop taking these things seriously. To which Amazing says, because it is potentially indicative of a mentality shift. And I do want to pause right there because that is something a lot of people bring up, even in our own videos, of why are you talking about this Reddit thread? Why are you talking about this stuff on Twitter? And it's because these are the main platforms used for people to have discussions around these topics. And the discussions that are happening, the posts that you see are indicative, like he says, of a bigger mentality, of people starting to think in a certain way or expressing their thoughts, opinions, and seeing which ones gain traction. Yes, does signal what people are generally feeling or thinking in the community, which directly affects viewership, the league, how people respond, what people are talking about. Vedia says, what is this insane Perkz accountability thread? After one bad split, fans feed him to the wolves. He loses one best of 5 and all of a sudden he's not worth it. He's one of the most decorated EU players of all time. He won in a last split. I don't have the characters to explain this lunacy. Someone says, I get your point, but I think it also comes with the territory when his performance hasn't been up to par and he came in confident saying he was going to dominate. That said, thread is a bit off, especially when playoffs aren't even over for them. He came into spring being super cocky and then he won spring. It's one thing to meme a player and call them out, but this thread is ridiculous. In the year he finished 5th on G2, he made world semis. He was on the roster that lost to Mad in round 1 of playoffs. And that is likely what inspired this sort of, I guess you could call it a hate thread, where people are bashing on him because it seems as if it's because he came in so cocky about it, right? Which is expected from a professional player, especially with all the trash talk between EU and NA. And he's coming over saying, oh, like, I'm just gonna dominate. I'm gonna change the way this game is played. I can't wait. And then people expect him to be the absolute best every single game. And when he's not, you get these sort of threads. Theon agrees, saying, I think it's fair to criticize his play based off his comments about how he dominate NA and basically gap everyone. But the thread isn't fair criticism, and it's just a veiled bashing session on the dude, like he should apologize for cashing in on his worth. Tim says, I don't even think he's been bad this split. Across 27 games, he's had a few rough ones, and those games have dominated the narrative about him. So we see this mentality relating the investment value that an organization puts in. So how much they pay for a player with when will it be worth it, and how many years will this investment be worth it, which I personally think is dangerous, because then you are devaluing these players who might not be performing at this moment. They might just be having a slump, but they are still well-decorated players who have a lot of time and experience under their belt. Let me know what you guys think about this situation, and I'll see you next time. Be safe, be smart, behave. I'll catch you later.